Hi, my name is Brent Gandolfi. I have a private practice with my partner Jeff Swafford in Gurnee, Illinois. We've been in practice about 10 years, and we've been members of Vision Source for about the past 10 years. Little history on our practice. We are kind of big tracking people. We actually had a full-time staff member who managed our dispensary, whose primary job was tracking each optician each day, tracking our grosses and our nets. And we burned a lot of payroll on it, but watch it doesn't change. It worked for us. So we were looking for a better way to manage the payroll of taking care of all those tasks. We looked at a few products, and the Glimpse looked really good. So we brought Glimpse into our practice about a year and a half ago. First thing we noticed was we spent a lot of time, because we think how we think, arguing with Glimpse's numbers. We would run our own reports the way we used to run them, trying to prove Glimpse wrong and why it had problems. And the big difference is it's standardized national data. It's not data that comes from our personal perspective. And that turned out to be a pretty big deal. A lot of the things that we did when we tracked only tracked how we did things here, and it missed a lot of things. When you have the national benchmark sitting there looking you in the face pretty quickly, you can identify where you have a disparity with the rest of the world. And that led us to a few things. One of the issues we had was we're a big retail practice. We're probably larger percentage of that than most practices are medically oriented. We're trying to move our medical. We try to work the problems that we don't do well. We noticed that our per patient billing was significantly lower, about $90 less than the national average on the Glimpse board. So we decided that was going to be a problem, and we were going to see what we could do to fix it. So we started tracking where those revenues were coming from. It turned out that Dr. Swafford kind of had different protocols than I had. Depending on how busy we were in a given day, we may not book a 3-month or a 6-month or to a year out. So we sat down, we created a project. We made our protocols universal, and we started tracking the number of 3-month and 6-month visits that we were scheduling. Not that we did that on Glimpse, but Glimpse took us to this low-hanging fruit, and it raised our billing per patient about $60. I guess the real point is it points out that looking at our numbers ourselves, when we go to our Vision Source meetings and we exchange with other doctors, our numbers were pretty much the same gross billing in medical. We're a larger practice, as most of the practices our size, but that small number was different. So Glimpse showed us by comparing us to things outside the practice that there was something there. Once we set up a plan and approached that, it meant about $60 a patient. So the standardized, the benchmark part of the tracking is really nice. You do have to struggle through learning how Glimpse approaches things, because there are 20 different softwares out there, and it has to make them universal across the board. The other thing is, I think the most powerful thing with Glimpse is really there's 2 ways to make money. You can go out and find new patients, or you maximize the patients you have. And there's a lot of things you don't know. And until you get that scoreboard up and look at it every day, there's a lot of money walking out the door. We've used Glimpse for several different things where we go, we find a problem, we see a disparity between a national benchmark. We look at our systems, we develop a system to fix it. We put that into place, and we can track it ongoing by watching Glimpse, and it moves the needle. And the bottom line is that's real money in your pocket. So it's probably the most effective tool we have in our practice for maximizing the dollars that are already here, which are certainly the simplest ones to find.